Today we're going to be doing my magic telescope project, and let's just say when you look through this telescope, it is going to turn your world upside down. And I mean literally, when you look through it, what you'll see is the world actually will look upside down. It will look as if it's flipped upside down. So let me show you how this works. I have my toilet paper tubes again. This one is long like a paper towel tube. So you need one long one, one short one, a little bit of tin foil, parchment paper, wax paper, and tape. So I'm gonna start with my long tube, and I'm gonna take my parchment paper. Long tube, parchment paper. Those ones go together. These two go together. And I'm gonna just put the parchment paper on the end of the tube, flatten it out, and I'm gonna secure it with some tape. Okay, so now I've got my long tube with my parchment paper on the end. So I'm going to revisit, put that aside to hang out, and we're gonna revisit our short tube. Short tube, tin foil. I'm gonna put that on the end, kind of squish it so it's flat, and we're gonna do the same thing. Add some tape. Okay, so these are my two pieces that I have now, and we are going to attach them together. So the short tube is going to go on top of the long tube on the side where there is parchment paper. So the parchment paper will be on the inside, or wax paper, or whatever you choose to use. So I'm gonna put it on top like that, and I'm just gonna tape that together as well, right over it like this. And it doesn't have to be duct tape, it can be any kind of tape that's just wide enough to secure it. So there you have it. This will be our magic telescope with one final step before we decorate, which is the tin foil on the end. Okay, so you're gonna need a grown-up to help you with this part. I'm using a nail just because that's what I had around, but a thumbtack would be even better. Anything that has a really, really sharp, really thin edge. And we're just gonna find whatever we think is closest to the center of the tinfoil, and we're gonna poke a little hole. So that's gonna create a little pinhole, and that is what we will look through. The pinhole bends the light so that when we see our picture on the wax paper, it will look upside down. So before we try it, I'm actually gonna talk about decorating it. So this one I used before, I decorated with colored duct tape to make it have these stripes. So if you have that, that's great. If you don't have that, another option you can do is get some construction paper or even just some plain white computer paper and just roll your telescope in that, cut it, and tape it with just regular Scotch tape. And then you can color on it with markers or crayons. You could paint it. You really can decorate these with whatever you have around the house. Okay, so it's all done. Like I said, when you put the paper on, you can color on it, you can paint on it. And so I'm gonna teach you how we use this magic telescope. So when you're looking through your telescope, you might say, I don't see anything. It looks dark. So to make this work, you have to look at the light. You could look at your lamp, you could look out the window, but it has to be somewhere that's really, really bright, or you will not see anything. It will look really, really dark. All right, thanks guys. Have a great weekend.